What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and when you play the woke Hollywood game, you have to play by their rules. And Simu Liu is quickly finding out that it can turn against you in a heartbeat. And that's exactly what's happening to him right now. All of the people who are out there praising him, all the people out there that loved him simply because he was an Asian man and he was virtue signaling, have now turned against him and are roasting him. He's been trending all night for some comments that he made in the past. Some of them years and years in the past, and some of them only a few months ago. But he is finding out that it doesn't last very long, that when you play this game, you will eventually lose. It turns out that so often, the people who virtue signal the hardest have something in their past, have something in their closet. And now a lot of that is coming to fruition. Now there is one statement from Simu Liu, well, I guess one sentiment that I do find actually deeply disturbing. The rest of it, I don't really have a big deal with it, to be quite honest with you. I'm not sitting here advocating for this dude to be canceled. However, what I am going to say is it's all pretty ironic, isn't it? It's pretty ironic that Simu Liu, right, the dude who freaked out at Bob Chapek, who virtue signaled, who tried to use his Asian identity as a shield and as a weapon in the lead up to all of this. The guy who decided he wanted to stick it to those toxic YouTubers, right? Sent a bunch of these people, a bunch of these Marvel stans our way after this movie released. Well, now he's facing a lot of those same things. Now, this is something I thought was interesting. Simu Liu commented on something from 2019. He said, "Oh, cool, this is here." What this is, it says, just a reminder that I do not ever advocate for anything other than positivity, positive cultural pride, positive interactions of Asian masculinity and femininity. This means we don't put each other down. Direct your frustration at the system that did all of this to me. Oh, cool. This is here. This tweet, we have no idea because it was deleted by the tweet author. Simu Liu then says Twitter's a slanderous place sometimes, and it feels good to shut down trolls and bad faith actors who want to drag your name through the mud. That got a lot of people asking, what is this from? I saw My Nerdy Home and their Steph is talking a lot about this. She put some of these screenshots out as well that people had started to spread around. And then you have someone 12 hours ago says, Simu, please don't tell me it's true. Simu Liu says, abso-freaking-lutely not. Well, what exactly are they talking about? Well, some old Reddit threads written by Simu Liu himself have popped up. Now, these have been verified to be him. This is his account. I'm going to show you guys several screenshots and several connecting things that do prove this is Simu Liu's Twitter. All the stuff we're about to look at, or not his Twitter, I'm sorry, his Reddit. This is Simu Liu's Reddit. That has been proven several times. I want to go through all of this because there is a lot here. But when we get to this is the part that I'm actually going to be like, this is really fucking weird. This is talking about defending PEDO stuff or sympathizing with it. That's what this is. That's what Simu Liu was up to a few years ago. But let's get the entirety of this, because if you just search Simu Liu right now, if you just search Simu Liu racist, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. There's a lot of stuff going on if you search Simu Liu racist. But let's focus on this for now. Nipped in the bud appears to be Simu Liu's archived Reddit account. It shows him commenting on the racist incel subreddit, called into question, among other things. So Simu Liu was commenting and very active in a subreddit that was known for hosting incels, MRA stuff, evidently a lot of racism taking place in there. Simu Liu was very, very active. Let's take a look at some of the things that he said in there. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't think I'm famous enough for people to want to pretend to be me, haha, but thank you. And this is an AZN identity. That's what this was. AZN identity. Evidently, these freaks, these Marvel stans, they fucking know that this Reddit, oh, it's just too toxic. Some bullshit like that. But that's the thing. All of these stans, it's all of these people who canceled Chris Pratt, who canceled Gina Carano, they were all celebrating Simu Liu. Celebrating Simu Liu not that long ago. And now they are actively trying to spread all of this stuff, call him and label him a racist. That's how this works. This is what he says. think it's okay to strap a bomb to themselves and walk into a school, kill mothers and attempt to brainwash their children to fight as soldiers, think that women shouldn't be allowed to show their faces in public. Seriously, guys, get some real fucking answers in here. What a pool of first world problems. This is in response to talking about some sort of Muslim controversy. That's all that we know about this. I don't think this is that big of a deal, but a lot of people do. And when you play the woke game like Simu Liu, they're going to try to hold you accountable for this. This is interesting as well. I am all about the gender equality. However, girls are just not as good as boys at sports. And whenever I play volleyball with a girl on the team, I always get frustrated. Sometimes I say things. Back me up here, fellas. It's just different. Man, I don't know if that's if you're allowed to have that kind of opinion, Simu Liu, in woke Hollywood. So that is out there. This is not the worst of it, guys. This is just the first start, one of the big tweets that's going around. I realize these are old comments. However, people were asking for literally any proof that he was involved with the subreddit at some point. And then here we go. Here we go. This is from Simu Liu. For those asking if it's really his account, here's him doing an AMA on Kim's Convenience subreddit 2 years ago. And yes, this was from that same exact thing. What's his username again? We got to find that out. His username was Nipped in the Bud. That was Simu Liu's username. He has gone out and denied, really, that any of this was actually him, but it definitely is. It is him. Apologies for not being clear. If you Google Reddit Nipped in the Bud, this AMA shows up. But now this, right? This is the really weird shit. And I'm going to try... Here, let me open this up so I can get a little bit closer to it. This is very strange and this is weird. And we're going to go through it. I might censor some things for YouTube because some of these words probably won't be very good for the algorithm. Hey, I'm a Canadian actor and thought I'd chime in. I recently did a show in which I played a PEDO, a P word. That's what we're going to call it. And did a significant amount of research. Clinical studies, mind you. Not the method stuff. Holy shit. Let's hope not. On the disorder and how it's perceived in the media. In the end, the role completely changed the way I look at P word and has made me much more sympathetic to anyone who is born with those urges. From a biological standpoint, it's no different than being gay. That has upset a lot of people. That has upset a lot of people in the LGBTQ plus whatever community. Because Simu Liu is now equated pedophilia to being gay. They thought he was an ally. They thought he loved them. They thought he respected them. Now you're equating them with that? But let's go on. A small mutation in the genome that defines our preferences. Depending on what area of the world you're born at what time, it also may have been perfectly acceptable thing to act on those urges. Now, we all know that taking advantage of minors is wrong, disgusting, and vile. But with the exception of Germany, we're going about it completely the wrong way. It's like we haven't learned anything by studying homosexuality. We're talking about exploring the same cures to the P word as we were about homosexuality 20 years ago, a la conversion therapy, whatnot. As part of my research, I discovered that these people have literally nowhere to turn, even non-offending P words. They cannot seek treatment in most parts of the world because the therapist or psychiatrist would be legally required to report it. These are the things that's going on in there. Is more. There is more. It wasn't just this. Hey, done a fair amount of research for a role that I did. I'm an actor. No, not Kevin Bacon. Again, we have verifiable proof that this is Simu Liu. And I wanted to provide any assistance I could. What we currently know about this disorder is this. Like homosexuality, it exists on a spectrum. For example, we all know the whole barely legal subgenre of adult entertainment is huge. Anyone who jerks off to pictures of an 18-year-old and turns around and says all P words ought to be killed is an effing hypocrite. But I digress. And some people in the disorder find themselves only attracted to kids, and that could be potentially problematic, especially in a society where there's absolutely no way to get help. This is the part that I think is weird, that I think is disturbing, this kind of sympathetic line towards P words, towards PEDOs. That is weird and that is fucked up. This is from about 6 years ago. But all the conversation and everything that we are seeing, and when you go through this thread, I do want to go through this thread a little bit because you can see, right? You can see here, again, at Kim's Convenience, nipped in the bud. Hey, man, it's Simu here. Again, more evidence that it was Simu Liu, that this is Simu Liu's Reddit account. That has been proven without a shadow of a doubt. I read the first sentence and pieced the F out. Uh-oh, shit. Data Racer's going to be in here. Data Racer's definitely going to get involved in there. He got gold for this post saying the P word is like being gay. The fuck? And it is all these people, all these freaks, all these weirdos, all these stans, right? These are the people who are now coming out full court press against Simu Liu. Take a look at some of this stuff. This is another reason they're going after him hard right now. This is where all the racism stuff comes in. Evidently, he said a few things about Black Lives Matter last year, but this is what a lot of people are coming to right now. Also, great message from Falcon and Winter Soldier. You can champion a cause without being a complete radical extremist. There is room for conversation with opposing viewpoints. Well, everyone came out and said, Simu, I'm not sure if you know this, but when opposing viewpoints are racist, there's no room for conversation. So you're saying you'll be given room to opposing viewpoints like Asians deserve to be attacked and black kids are at fault for being shot by the police? You want to know people giving these opinions don't actually want conversation. They want the pulpit you'll be giving them, right? So this was back from April. People were talking about this. People were spreading that around. And what Simu Liu did in response to all this too, not a great look. The way Simu Liu's way of addressing it was taking a picture with an Asian woman and black woman after being exposed for harassing Asian women and being anti-black does not sit well with me. A lot of the harassing Asian women thing had to do with that quote-unquote incel racist subreddit. Evidently, that's what he took part of a lot on that subreddit. Again, I haven't seen too many screenshots of that, but if you do go to Simu Liu, after this happened, I can't fucking joke with you. He says, Alicia Keys is the walking embodiment of grace. Like, literally, look at all the responses. Simu, this hurts. I looked up to you. I just rewatched Shang-Chi today. Aquafina's rubbing off on him. He said, look, I have a black friend. He got a little bit of criticism for that and then also posted one with an Asian woman. Hey, I'm getting criticized for not liking women and not liking black people, so let me post pictures of myself with a black woman and an Asian woman. Simu Liu, bro. This is what happens, dude. When you get exposed as someone who's been sitting there talking about Black Lives Matter, talking about defund the police, when you're someone who has been playing victim, basically, because you're Asian, talking about this role, what it means to you as an Asian, going out there talking about JPEG, using your representation as a weapon, effectively, that is what he's done. Going out there talking about how everybody else you've ever worked for in Hollywood, it's full of racist people, it's written by all white people, it's terrible. And then all this shit from your past comes up. You get what you fucking deserve, Simu Liu. I'm not going to call for this dude to be canceled, anything like that. The weird shit that I read to you about the PEDO sympathizing, that shit is weird, that shit is fucked up. But at the same time, I'm not going to call for this dude to get basically cast out of society, for him to be canceled, all this shit. It's just funny. It's funny that the people who preach the loudest, the people who make a big deal about this shit when it comes to identity politics and virtue signaling and representation, it turns out they have shit in their closet. Another interesting thing, no articles about this. Simu Liu, I'm searched by news, filtering by date. Let me refresh. There's nothing. Nothing about this. When it's Chris Pratt, when it's Gina Carano, when it's these people, it's all over. It's everywhere. But the mainstream media hasn't said shit about this. Of course they haven't. Because they're protecting their man, the triumphant Simu Liu. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.